Subcompact SUVs are a way to get the best of both worlds, affordability and utility. For families or even couples who are looking for a new SUV, these are the 15 best subcompact SUVs in 2025. The 2025 Hyundai Venue is incredibly affordable, with a starting price of only $21,395 and many incredible features for the cost. Every Hyundai Venue is powered by a 121 horsepower four-cylinder engine that manages to get you around town but doesn't give you the power for much else. You'll be able to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a languid 8.5 seconds, making sure this car won't be winning any races. Along with this, the 29 miles per gallon in the city and 33 on the highway make this a slightly below average car for fuel efficiency, coming in right behind the likes of the Nissan Kicks. But if you want features, the 2025 Venue is without question one of the best subcompact SUVs around. Base models come standard with a center console armrest and plenty of other features, which include an 8-inch touchscreen that also includes CarPlay and Android Auto, making the Venue a solid choice for drivers just starting out. The 2025 Chevy Trax is one of the most affordable subcompact SUVs and also one of the best on the market for the 2025 year. With a 137 horsepower turbocharged 1.2-liter three-cylinder engine, the Trax doesn't feel sluggish, but also doesn't have great acceleration. It manages to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8.8 seconds, which is slower than some of the other competitors on this list, but is average for the subcompact SUV category. Take a look at the fuel economy though and you'll be pleasantly surprised. The Trax manages to hit an EPA estimated 28 miles per gallon in the city and 32 on the highway, an impressive feat for a turbocharged vehicle. Move to the interior and you'll find a longer wheelbase that's resulted in more legroom and cargo space, an 8-inch infotainment touchscreen, and an optional 11-inch touchscreen that comes with the LT trim and up. With one of the cheapest entry points on this list, the 2025 Kia Soul is a solid pick that has much to offer if you ignore all the jokes involving it. The only available engine is a 147 horsepower 2-liter four-cylinder that manages to go from 0 to 60 in only 8 seconds. The upright and boxy body provides a large, spacious interior with plenty of room for people and even space for cargo and carry-ons. Additionally, there's optional ambient lighting, a smartphone charging pad, and even heated seats and a heated steering wheel. Move to the infotainment system and you'll find a 10.3-inch display in all models, except the base, which receives an 8-inch unit. That's a whole lot of features packed into one small box design. The sharp-looking 2025 Nissan Kicks is undoubtedly one of the greatest subcompact SUVs available in 2025. And at $23,220, it's hard to beat the style or the fuel economy. The 2025 Kicks features an upgraded 2-liter engine rated for 141 horsepower and 140 pound-feet of torque, managing to go from 0 to 60 in 9.5 seconds. The EPA estimation of 28 miles per gallon in the city and 35 on the highway is solid for a subcompact SUV, and the Kicks, without question, manages to deliver in this category. Move to the inside and you'll find a stylish flat-bottom steering wheel, increased cargo space that adds up to 29 cubic feet behind the second row, and an infotainment system. The infotainment system itself is lacking, only featuring a standard 7-inch touchscreen unit in the base S trim. Move to the SV or SR trims, however, and you'll receive a much more adequate 12.3-inch unit that offers wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The 2025 Chevy Trailblazer is a fantastic choice for style nerds, with a modern design, blacked-out grille, and modern, even futuristic headlights. It also features a spacious cabin, powered by 2 turbocharged engine options. The base engine is a 1.2-liter 3-cylinder that outputs 137 horsepower, while the slightly more expensive 1.3-liter produces 155 horsepower. You won't be getting above-average fuel economy, but the average is just enough, with the 2025 Trailblazer managing to return 30 miles per gallon in the city and 31 on the highway. Along with this, the comfy cabin feels like that of a much larger SUV, and the 8-inch digital gauge cluster paired with the 11-inch touchscreen makes the 2025 Chevy Trailblazer feel like a much larger vehicle than it actually is. With upscale looks and a low starting price of only $24,795, the 2025 Buick Envista struggles with speed, but delivers above and beyond in everything else. The 2025 Envista features a turbocharged 1.2-liter 3-cylinder that outputs 137 horsepower. Despite the fact that acceleration is impressive, up to 50 miles per hour, it struggles to go above that, taking a whopping 9.3 seconds to hit 60 miles an hour. Hitting fuel mileage of 28 in the city and 32 on the highway, the Envista offers a roomy cabin and solid interior, such as a large glass panel dashboard that hosts both a digital gauge display and an infotainment screen. The Envista can even haul some gear rated for 1,088 pounds or 20 cubic feet to deliver a practical option for families. As mentioned earlier, the 2025 Envista's glass dashboard consists of an 8-inch digital gauge cluster and an 11-inch touchscreen, offering some of the best tech features in the subcompact SUV category. While the Toyota Corolla Cross hasn't received an update for the 2025 year as of yet, the 2024 model is more than solid enough to make this list with a price of $25,210. The Corolla Cross features a 2-liter engine that manages to output 169 horsepower, rated by the EPA for 31 miles per gallon in the city and 33 on the highway. Heading to the interior, you'll find a beautiful design that's reminiscent of the extremely possible Toyota Corolla, making it a solid choice for Toyota fans. The infotainment of the Toyota Corolla is lacking, only managing an 8-inch span with a 4.2-inch instrument panel. Still, the Toyota Corolla Cross has the name brand behind it, making it an immensely popular choice in the subcompact category. The 2025 Hyundai Kona looks like it's straight out of the future, with lots of features and tech for the price you're willing to pay. If you sacrifice a little legroom in the second row, you'll find the $25,745 price is a great bargain. The Kona features an entry-level powertrain with a 147 horsepower 2-liter engine, while an optional 190 horsepower 1.5-liter engine is available. While test times aren't available for the base engine, the 190 horsepower engine manages to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a reasonable 7.5 seconds. The fuel economy for the base model is impressive, with 29 miles per gallon in the city and 34 on the highway, while the turbo engine goes down to 24 and 29 miles per gallon respectively. The interior is futuristic and well designed, with the exception of the lack of legroom in the second row. Still, remember that futuristic aspect? In the front, the whopping infotainment system features dual 12.3-inch displays that run the gauge display and the touchscreen infotainment system. For tech lovers, this is pick number 1. With a lot of interior room and a pleasing amount of handling, the 2025 Kia Seltos is the second Kia option on this list with bundles to offer. It stands strong amidst rivals like the Hyundai Kona and even offers more space than some rivals like the Chevy Trax. Kia offers 2 engines for the 2025 Seltos, including a 2-liter engine that outputs 146 horsepower and a turbocharged 1.6-liter engine that manages to pump out an impressive 195 horsepower. The turbocharged Kia is unquestionably snippy, managing to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in only 6.9 seconds. Fuel efficiency is on the high end as well, with the base 2-liter engine managing to receive an EPA rating of 34 miles per gallon on the highway. Head to the inside and you'll find some refined materials used throughout the cabin, with standard ambient lighting on the SX model and plenty of room and cargo space for a subcompact. Along with this, you'll find the 2025 Kia Seltos has completely revised its infotainment setup, with a new seamless glass panel that stretches 2/3 of the way across the dashboard. This glass panel stores both a digital gauge display and a touchscreen for the infotainment system, making the 2025 Kia Seltos a solid pick for any tech lovers. Meet the 2025 Mazda CX30, an SUV that features a confident engine and an above-average interior for the low price of $26,415. The standard engine is weaker, only featuring a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine with 191 horsepower. Upgrade to a more expensive trim and you'll find the optional turbocharged 2.5-liter engine that outputs 250 horsepower. Managing to go from 0 to 60 in 8.1 seconds, the CX30 receives an impressive EPA estimate of 33 miles per gallon on the highway and 26 in the city, respectively. Easily the best part of the Mazda CX30 is the interior, which comes with comfortable seats, an 8-speaker stereo system that can be upgraded to a 12-speaker system, and even leather upholstery if you upgrade to the premium trim. Additionally, the CX30 comes with a standard 8.8-inch screen, integrated with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and even features built-in Amazon Alexa on every trim except for the base. Meet the 2025 Volkswagen Taos, a stylish little bugger that drives well and offers plenty of cargo room. At only $26,420, the Taos is powered by a turbocharged 1.5-liter 4-cylinder engine that outputs 174 horsepower and manages to go from 0 to 60 in just over 7 seconds. While Volkswagen hasn't released any fuel economy ratings for the 2025 Taos, it's expected to be similar to the previous models, which managed to receive ratings of 28 miles per gallon in the city and 36 on the highway. The interior uses cloth for the seats, which is available in leatherette and leather upholstery. Additionally, the customizability is in full force, with optional ambient lighting, an 8-way power driver's seat, heated front seats, and even a panoramic sunroof. The infotainment system is slightly smaller than average, featuring an 8-inch touchscreen that offers Android Auto and Apple CarPlay via a wired connection. With a roomy cabin and a comfortable ride, the 2025 Honda HR-V offers a lot of practicality that family drivers will love. The 2-liter 4-cylinder engine manages to output 158 horsepower, only going from 0 to 60 in a lazy 9.4-second launch. Additionally, fuel economy estimates are only average, with the HR-V managing to get 32 on the highway and 26 miles per gallon in the city. The upsides to the HR-V include the modern interior, with many storage cubbies and a large cargo area. A quick tour of the infotainment system will reveal a 7-inch screen as standard, with an optional 9-inch infotainment touchscreen. A solid system that unfortunately doesn't include wireless connectivity. For anyone who wants some off-road capability paired with a subcompact SUV, the 2025 Subaru CrossTrek offers impressive features. For only $27,115, the CrossTrek comes with a base 152 horsepower 2-liter engine, but every other model features a more powerful 182 horsepower 2.5-liter engine. Even the more impressive 182 horsepower model only manages to go from 0 to 60 in 8.1 seconds, standard for the subcompact SUV range. The CrossTrek offers a spacious utilitarian interior, with 20 cubic feet of cargo space even with the rear seats up. The infotainment system is more than generous, featuring an 11.6-inch infotainment display as an option and a smaller 7-inch display as standard. Most impressive about the 2025 CrossTrek is the off-roadability, boasting 9.3 inches of ground clearance and standard all-wheel drive. With all these features in one vehicle, you get a subcompact SUV that, while not explicitly designed for off-roading, is without question more handy than its competitors. Despite the price, the 2025 Buick Encore GX offers a plethora of features and value for the $27,295 you'll be paying for it. Buick's smallest crossover, the Encore GX, features a pair of turbocharged 3-cylinder engines, with the base version managing to output 137 horsepower. Rated at 31 miles per gallon on the highway, the Encore GX manages to perfectly straddle the market between luxury vehicles and mainstream subcompacts. The Encore's front passenger seat folds flat, aiding in loading longer items. Additionally, the slick-looking infotainment system includes an 11-inch touchscreen as well as an 8-inch driver gauge display, completing the snappy design and making the 2025 Buick Encore GX a solid choice, though maybe a bit on the pricey side for a subcompact. The 2025 Kia Nero Hybrid is a solid choice for some extra power and impressive exterior styling, despite being a jump in price from some of the other cheaper options on this list. The Nero Hybrid uses a 139 horsepower powertrain that employs a 1.6-liter 4-cylinder engine and an electric motor. The plug-in hybrid powertrain upgrades the electric motor, resulting in a combined 180 horsepower. While the standard hybrid model only manages to hit 60 miles an hour in 8.9 seconds, the fuel economy is overly impressive. Rated at 53 miles per gallon in the city and 54 on the highway, the Nero Hybrid is without question a fuel economy masterclass. The interior features a modern and clean design, using natural fibers and recycled materials to create an upscale and clean design. While passenger space is snug, the Nero Hybrid's base trim comes with an 8-inch touchscreen, with every other model featuring a larger 10.3-inch screen.